diagnoses. Some of them we do deal with our patients here, but in order for us to do that, we have to be able to understand ourselves too. And it affects not just our patients, but it affects our staff. So we're going to try to address some of that today. I hope this is applicable. There's so much information out there, so I hope you guys enjoy this. And just remember, I watched another talk just a few minutes ago, and at the end of this was from a psychiatrist talking about mental illness and all of the stigmas that are attached to it. And he got a letter from one of his patients when Robin Williams committed suicide. Robin Williams was actually a patient of this physician. And he got a letter from a patient that a young lady that he had treated as a teenager many years before, and she was telling him her success story. But the one thing that she said to this physician, he said it wasn't his medical advice or his medications or any of that, but it was the compassion that he showed her during this time and really listening to her and being compassionate about what was going on in her life. And she was very, very sick mentally. That helped her get through it, and now she has a PhD or something. She's, you know, really a real success story. So just know that one of the biggest things that we can do for each other and for our patients is to be compassionate, regardless of whether they have medical diagnosis, mental diagnosis, or a combination of both. We just need to remember to put ourselves in their place and to be compassionate, and then to show that compassion and to listen. Thank you.
Uh-oh. Wait.
And there's a sign-in sheet.
It's down here.
Yeah, just make sure you sign if you attend. It's very, very important for, in some cases, for Healthcare Academy. Please make sure you sign, and please make sure it gets returned. This is behavioral health.
Technical difficulties.
Yes.
Yay!
Busy, right? Everybody being asked to do more with less. Hands up. Who gets their work email?
It is.
Hands up who sleeps in the same room as their staff. Hands up who works evenings and weekends just to do more work the next day. Hands up who sometimes wakes up in the night, thinks about work, can't switch off.
Yeah, there's lots of
Before their family in the morning. Yeah, early signs of stress. Okay, sorry to tell you. Hands up who is so busy they have their breakfast on the toilet. Good.
Started all over. Let's see if she can. Let's see, maybe. Wait a minute. Let me turn my speaker up. There you go. Oh, look out! Somebody being ready at the volume. This might be loud. Ready to turn it down, Joyce?
Yes, ma'am.
Surround sound now.
What's it like to work? Where you work? School, somewhere else? Busy, right? Everybody being asked to do more with less. Hands up. Who gets their work email when they get back to home?
Yeah.
Hands up who sleeps in the same room as that device.
That would be me.
Hands up who works evenings and weekends just to do more work the next day. Hands up who sometimes wakes up in the night, thinks about work,
Dreams about it.
can't switch off, sleeps to the phone or their family in the morning. Yeah, early signs of stress. Okay, sorry to tell you. Hands up who is so busy they have their breakfast on the toilet. No? Good.
Breakfast on the toilet. No, I do not do that.
Just my brother-in-law then. That's reassuring. But most of the things that I talked about are common. It's the new norm. Before we leave the house in the morning, our rucksack is half full. It's no surprise then that the third to half of us will experience some kind of stress, anxiety and depression during our working lives. Those conditions are common, and they are responsible for 30% more absence than anything else, including musculoskeletal and physical injury. 30% more. And yet we struggle we struggle on. See, I review workplaces and how they support people or not on mental health. And I've interviewed more than 170 people and looked at the information from 15,000 survey respondents. And mental health is complex, but this much I know. People who have poor mental health, they want to be at work on the whole, and they struggle to do that. When they're at work, they have difficulty concentrating, communicating, juggling tasks, and they get cranky sometimes with the customers and colleagues. But they can't speak up to their manager. The manager doesn't know how to have a conversation. The employee doesn't know if the manager is going to support them or stigmatize them or say, well, we're all stressed, mate, or manage them out of the organisation. So our employee who wants to be at work doesn't know the support choices, can't have a conversation about it. They feel significant stigma, sometimes from the organisation, sometimes from themselves, and it just rumbles on, right? They don't take the time off that they need, or if they do, they give a different reason for that absence. Here's one of the reasons, is because we just don't talk enough about mental health in our workplaces until we're past breaking point. How do we get to this? Well, I thought we were all supposed to be resilient. In the workplace, we are all supposed to have resilience. How do you get resilience? Well, you ought to have a good work-life balance. That's the first thing. Life. The field of flowers that I skip through to and from work, right? If your life's like anything like my life, it contains things like separation and grief and dental bills and peas that get stuck up your child's nostril and exhaust that fall off your car the day after the MOT. But we soldier on, right? Our rucksack now 3/4 full, right? We were taught to. And we go into work when we shouldn't really be there. Presenteeism, it's called. And presenteeism costs the workplace 1.8 times that absenteeism, being away. But we don't even get that bit right. So we go and we say to our manager, I think I might be struggling, it might be stress, anxiety, depression. They go, they make that noise again. And they go, well, you must go to see your doctor. And so we go off to the doctor and we say, hi, I'm really struggling, I'm losing sleep. I can't talk to my manager, I'm having my breakfast on the toilet. and the doctor says, well, if you're in this country, you go, that's interesting, I'm going to sign you off for 2 weeks. It's the first NHS response. Okay, it's well-being, and I get that, and sometimes time off from work is a really good thing. Seeing our doctor is a good thing. But it's not the first place for that conversation. It took an employment lawyer in King's Lynn in North London 28 seconds to be signed off from work, having entered the consultation. It's not the first place for that. So you leave the surgery with a label, a diagnosis, and you're staring down a packet of pills in daytime television. And it's really scary. I've been there. And if we just so quick to disengage people, we need to be having these conversations in the workplace rather than disengaging. And let me tell you about disengaging, and I'll illustrate the business case for this. So I interviewed somebody called Nick, who's a senior manager, global firm, constantly exceeding expectations at appraisal. Because our appraisals, remember, to get more money, we have to do more work than we should be doing. Different point. But anyway, so Nick's mum died, and he had his 2 or 3 days compassionate leave, and he came back to the organisation. And he tried to organise himself some flexi time, work more during the week, have a bit of more time off on Fridays. And his manager said, no, on the basis that, and I quote, everyone will want it. Nick's a lovely guy, really lovely guy, really good. But of course, you know, he was unable to talk to his manager, they fell out, he went to the doctor, he got lots more time off. But this was sickness, and he disengaged, and he never really came back to the organisation properly. Unions got involved, cost a lot of money, and was entirely avoidable. Sally's story. Sally is, well, Sally's dad died. But she was working for an international charity. Again, a successful manager. And her manager said, Sally, I don't think you're right. I think you need some more time off. I think you know, we can do some work from home and a phased return. And you won't be surprised that Sally still works for that organisation. It's still a high fund. Okay, and she's an advocate of the employer. So had the global firm that Nick worked for acted like a charity, it would have saved itself many thousands of pounds. Okay, so what should we do? Leaders, head teachers, project managers, whoever, wherever you lead, you need to talk about mental health in the workplace. When you speak, other people listen. Okay? The conversation, the positive language, it cascades down an organisation. You don't make more people unwell by speaking about mental health. You give them the opportunity to seek help sooner. Remember Nick, remember Sally. Leaders who talk about mental health universally gain respect. Same with managers. Managers, you need to talk about mental health in the workplace. And you need to train managers. Train them to spot the signs and the symptoms, know what to say, know when to say it, know when to shut up, know when to listen, know how to have a human conversation. If you're a manager, use this rule of thumb. Be the manager you'd like to have if you were experiencing stress, anxiety, depression. HR and occupational health. I could that your schools and your workplaces policies on stress, anxiety, depression, or absence, and those sorts of things, are probably too long, full of jargon. Same with the absence procedure, right? When somebody calls in sick on that first day, that's a golden conversation for a dialogue on mental health. Who's listening? Who's writing this down? Where's it going? Who's offering support? And this is the same thing for your people, right? You've got to offer support to your people. Therapy is fantastic stuff. But through the NHS, it's going to take you 8 weeks, 3 months, something like that. 6 sessions of therapy, £300. What's that compared to a great deal of time off and disengagement? So off your therapy. And the other thing we do with people when they join a workplace is we teach them how to lick the box, which is great, and thank you for that. But why don't we talk to them about how to have a conversation with a colleague? Okay, call it when they're struggling. Okay, so if you're out there and you see somebody struggling, then say something. Say, how are you? Make them a cup of tea. And if you think you're struggling, then you should say something. This is not just a once and done conversation, it's a poster on the back of the toilet door. It's a cultural shift, and it takes time. Okay, but the wonderful thing is that everybody can do this. Okay, all you need is a tray of sandwiches and a packet of Post-it notes and a bunch of people who've been off while they've been working for you. Okay, they'll give you all the information that you need. Okay, you could partner with a charity like Mindful Employer, if you like. You could hire a consultant, if you must. But you really ought to be listening, making adjustments, changes, and writing this down. The health and safety executive expects you to be doing this already, by the way. But in the future, we'll be talking about some of the things that have been mentioned today. Mindfulness, meditation, in meetings, virtual reality glasses to train managers, reporting on workplace illness as well as injury, little robots that pop up on your screen to ask you how you are, psychotherapy through our mobile phone. Those things are being trialled right now, they're just around the corner. But here's the thing, your people don't need to throw loads of money at this. What they want from you is your commitment that they can speak safely about mental health. I said you all have the resources to do this. Look around you. This is what mental health is. It's not just the one in three. We all have mental health all the time. But hands up who'd like their employer to do more on mental health. Right. As an employer, what you need to do is give your people permission to speak safely and be prepared to listen. Thank you.
That wasn't the one you were talking about. You were talking about the one by Robin Williams?
Well, that was a different, yeah, well, that was a different one that I was talking about. It was, I didn't.
Oh,
do it at all.
you didn't.
I didn't.
Okay, all right.
Well, actually, I sent you another one, but it's rather long, I think. Yeah, I sent you in a separate one. But
All
maybe
right,
we'll do
so
it
how
next
can we
year.
have that conversation with each other about mental health? You know, we all need support sometimes. I need support sometimes. Sometimes you guys support me. I come in, you give me a big hug, or somebody says some kind words, and that's very helpful. I mean, very, very helpful. And I think we can do that with each other. How can we do that? So what kinds of words can we say with our coworkers and with
You're
each
still
other?
talking about me, and I can't even run it.
What's that?
Go ahead on, David, go ahead on.
It was about you?
Yeah,
No, it wasn't.
yes it was, and I came and I want to help you.
Well, we all want to help you. What words can we say?
I love you, that's it.
I love you. There you go.
Do you love me?
How are you doing? How's your day? Perfect, Grace. Yes. And for us to be honest with each other, right? Not just give the rote answer, oh, I'm fine, everything's okay, if inside it's not. We're all here to support each other. What else can we ask or say? Somebody's having a really bad day. You can see they're irritated. They're kind of putting things down here and there. What should we do? How can I help you? That's right. Yes. How can I make your day better? What can I do? Can I just sit and listen? What can we do to be better? I do. With our health insurance, we do have a benefit for psychology and for psychiatry. I make sure of that in our health plans. And also, I have free care that I can obtain through Dr. Dash. So if anybody is interested or needs something more, then Dr. Dash, he also treats teenagers, children as well. He has some psychologists and psychiatrists as well. So if anybody needs anything, you guys know that I can get an appointment for you if you need that. But otherwise, we'll all lend helping here.
And if we have coworkers that are calling out, I mean, the next time you see them, just say, I noticed that you weren't here the other day or whatever day, I missed you, is everything okay? And maybe they'll open up, maybe there is something happening, we don't know. We have this tendency to automatically judge because it puts us under extra pressure to do extra work and those kinds of things. And so we do a lot of judging, I think, sometimes, but maybe if we try to engage that person and find out and let them know that we do care and that we did miss them and that we do appreciate it when they're here, then maybe that would, help us and make them feel like coming to work.
What's the worst time of year for mental health issues?
Holidays.
Right now. That's right now. And you know what? That's normal. That's very normal. It's okay. And it's okay to feel bad sometimes. It's okay to have issues. That doesn't mean you're the only person in the world to have issues. We all do. We We absolutely all do. And we all need a listening ear sometimes. So don't feel bad about doing it. Any questions? Any comments? And I know I love my work family, and you guys get me through a lot, so I appreciate it.
Same here. And you put up with my singing too.
Yeah, because when
And my dancing.
when I'm having a bad day, you guys notice, and you guys all text me and say, hey, what's going on? And I appreciate that. Thank you. I also wanted to share with you, I was a little bit late for here because I was at a meeting and we got an award from Advent Health, the whole Advent Health system, for most outstanding preferred provider. Good job. All right, everybody sign the sign-in sheet? Awesome, thank you.